side, if you don't have your Unite moves so that you can create some huge burst damage moments, that thing is just going to keep everything healthy throughout a big fight. And that's what we saw right there. Zarina, Clefable moving in, they just didn't have the damage to deal with it at that point.
No, exactly right. And we've seen the Clefable stocks and priority pick rate go up, up, up. And as we kind of mentioned before our first match, it doesn't take much for Clefable to hit 100k healing anymore. You know, it's got really nice buffs. A lot of these players are stacking with Clefable as well, the special attack specs, and that ability to mitigate non-Unite move abilities with the strength of that healing is unparalleled.
So we've got a Umbreon Blastoise ban from Unk right here. That's pretty interesting, and of course it opens up a free Latios, but very possible they don't mind this at all. And when I see Vin Diesel pick up Dodrio, it feels like a really good counter into something like Latios. I mean, you will be able to dive to the back line of that thing very well. On the other side, we could have a Suicune. I mean, a lot of power picks either way. It does feel like we're in the kind of meta where you're going to ban some things out, but there are like superstar Pokemon all across the roster in this meta.
Furium picking up Blissey, don't hate that. Mamoswine is interesting. They're going to have to cover this Dodrio in some form or fashion, and I'm not quite sure which way they'll go. Lutano, loving the Galarian Rapidash, going to take the Galarian Rapidash.
Yeah, he looked great on it there in game number 1. Next pick over here for JL. It looks like, yeah, let's go. Machizzle on Machamp. This is a Pokemon we saw them make hero plays with. Was it last year in one of the regionals?
Last year, I mean, yes.
I think it was maybe the AOS Cup qualifier or something.
Time is very difficult.
It's a flat circle, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. A clock. Boom, we got it.
Exactly. That's what McConaughey was going for in that line. We have last pick here, Sableye. Beautiful from JL. Really nice stuff here. I mean, when I look at Unique Coaching's picks, this is a let's do this, man. Let's play our favorite stuff
on stage.
Let's go. Our game 1 went great. And we don't know if we're heading to day 2. We still have to check with the casters if the math checks out for them to play themselves. And S8UL, I mean, they're in a tough spot right here. When they have something like Latios and they have 2 speedsters that can really shut it down, this could be hard for them.
It really, really can. I mean, it puts so much pressure on Rex and All Might, honestly. You know, Buzzwole is a great separator, right? Picking up, putting down these opposing Pokemon and really kind of getting them out of position, right? Or in this case, it'll be getting them out of Latios's face so Badshaw has the room to play.
You know, one pick that I love here is the Mimikyu. That Mimikyu is such an annoying shutdown tool. So you've got Safeguard possibly on Blissey, right, to help protect our Latios. You've got Mamoswine to help protect. You've got the Buzzwole to move them around, get them away from it. And you've got that Mimikyu Unite move that is a great shutdown. Like the second they come in, boom, don't worry, I got him. Actually, so many options on the side of S8UL as we head here to game number 2. S8UL out of India, your purple team. Unique Coaching out of North America, your orange team. They are up 1 game in this best of 3.
JL immediately going on a mission as the little gentleman and comes out with a buff for that effort, and that's what Sableye does.
Sableye is such a monster. Obviously, they even sent the Chansey there to help try to stop it, and look, he's heading right back in looking for more.
God, I mean, just going to go and, we thought they were going to go harass the Mimikyu. Nope, they're going straight towards the Bunnelby, sending them down path, maybe feeling that there was going to be a rotation by Unique Coaching. The Machop is already there, so they'll be able to maybe clean those up and get stacks in that direction. Vin with the Dodrio cover here, already level 5. Tons of pressure on Rex, and they are not long for this world as they are sent back into the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, and the tough thing about not giving Latios that central area here is in this fight, they're not yet 5, so they're getting no stacks from any of this. Like, this would be an awesome time for them to get a ton of stacks on their Dragon Pulse, but they get none. Still not 5 yet, but that was a great KO. Moving in, trying to pick up 1 immediately.
Badshaw getting a little bit of hot water here. Good cover by Snowy and Rex to make sure to get a knockout instead. But man, you would hate to see that Latios go down. Machizzle, pressure on them.
The HP bar does not exist in Bossing.
DNE does not exist, just like that limit.
Wow. Unbelievable stuff there. I feel like S8UL counterpunching so well in that fight. Things got really scary, and then in the top path, obviously, they only had one to deal with, so they were able to overpower them.
Yep, S8UL right back into the middle, going to try and harass the Mimikyu here. There's BusterzG pivots. Now, Lutano on this Galarian Rapidash, going to slowly make their way to their side of the map.
Wait a minute. Is it Draco Meteor?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
All right. Let's go.
India marching to the beat of their own drum, without a doubt, here in Anaheim. And I hope for their sake they win this game so we can see another one. Draco Meteor's coming down, and are we going to get a knockout here? Not quite. We at least exchanged for one, but that is way less than what You Need Coaching got out of them.
A lot of scoring happening right there. And I know you and I are known for quick math, but I don't know if there was any math there. I think they were just going for it. If that's what this match feels like in general, like, let's go for it.
So that's, you know, just kind of a key component to when you have a S8UL on your team. You want to unlock one of the T2s as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Because it really gives something for S8UL to do in the middle portions of the game when there's not like those big fights breaking out between both teams.
Here we go. Nice little KO in the top path here. We have the Mimikyu going down. You know a Pokemon that's been amazing today so far, I've got to say, is the BusterzG. I feel like every time I see BusterzG, it's like, yeah, this thing is so dang good. Big
heavy slam out of Joey there. The block is up. Rex is doing their best, so is Kyrium, but they really need some firepower to put this You Need Coaching team down. And quite frankly, it just doesn't exist.
The Draco Meteors are still raining in. This is a great opportunity for them to get some stacks of the Aeon Power right here. They know exactly where members of You Need Coaching are going to be, and that is in their face as they look to pick up another KO.
Yeah, it's pretty easy when you're feeding yourself one by one to the wood chipper, which is kind of what S8UL is doing here, as You Need Coaching is being relentless. They don't care what's happening everywhere else on the map. They are saying, we're just going to attack this goal zone on repeat until you actually show that you can stop us, because S8UL hasn't gotten a knockout in a minute until then.
You know, the funny part about that fight in the top path right there, they didn't have a single point of AO synergy as they went towards that tier 2. It was just an ego play. It was just like, let's have some fun. Let's beat them here on their tier 2 goal zone. Nice little KO. Machislo goes down. Snowy picks up one with the Shadow Sneak.
Now Badshaw wants to get another one on Joey here, as it feels like S8UL is finally like, okay, let's breathe for a second. Let's try and do something. All Might's sitting up, finding the S8UL, and they're going to put some points into this goal zone, or at least try to, as the Mimikyu go straight in. The S8UL Unite is used, but to no value. And here comes the Machisler going to work with 4 arms. Nice little Unite move, puts the punch down, and actually forces out a Bliss Assistance and a Mimikyu Unite, so all the fear in the world of the Machisler Machamp.
Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. You Need Coaching fighting these really well. I am shocked to see Draco Meteor. It is, at least in, you know, the ranked ladder, this is absolutely not the choice, but they've decided that they have ways to set this up. Once it gets going, its damage does get pretty absurd, but if you miss your Draco Meteor, you have nothing. On the other side, Dragon Pulse is essentially a sure hit.
Nice little Unite on the Acelcor there as Lutano keeps pushing forward. Power Nap on the goal pad. And now all of You Need Coaching is showing up. S8UL raining down those Draco Meteors. And only JL is there to catch those receipts as the rest of the team is getting bullied out. Now Joey's low. Joey gets knocked out by a Draco Meteor, but not before Lutano sorts out Mimikyu. And now You Need Coaching, like you said. I think they're just going full ego plays now.
Fully, that's exactly what they're doing. This match has all the trappings of like a duo or trio game that you're just playing, trying to stomp, having as much fun as possible. This doesn't really have the texture of a game at the World Championship. This feels like they're kind of solo queuing and just like having the best time.
Yep, it is a video game, so you got to have some fun. Now S8UL
that is not in the rules, everyone. That is not in the rules. Wow. Come on, Joey.
What a dagger. Draco Meteor's coming down. Nice little knockout for the BusterzG here and the Mimikyu together. Draco Meteors on Regieleki, that's taken care of. And meanwhile, the rest of You Need Coaching is doing what? Just going behind him.
Yeah, great play from You Need Coaching. They're ahead right here. Nice S8UL Unite move, but we do have the Mimikyu moving on in there. Unite move right back the other way. Also the Egg Bomb right at the end there. That was a beautiful play. It was the possibility of picking up a KO.
Okay, now we're just using Unite moves because around that 4-minute mark, just under, and just making sure we're expending these resources before Rayquaza when you should have them back again.
And here we go. Beautiful play rough right there. Picks up a third KO as they head towards Regice. Sableye getting them some vision and some information. Here comes Machamp. Do they move in with the Unite move? Yes, they do.
Now, all of a sudden, into the backline, Batshot, tons of damage. And there goes Machisel going straight for a block against the wall. But it's not enough. 2 players down for S8UL as You Need Coaching keeps going on and on. Snowy grabbing that Regieleki in that mix, and I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they were able to grab that here. We have Machamp trying to peel away from this after they scored on that tier 2 goal zone. Dodrio putting some work. Unite move from Dodrio, picks up 1, picks up 2, going for the Mimikyu, and they get it right there. Now peeling away from this. No, they are right back in. They are not stopping. They're looking to make this fight happen. The jump kick over on the other side, back in towards the Blissey, trying to dodge the Ice Bank. They break Blissey's ankles. The Draco Meteor's coming in and they peel away from it. Mamoswine finally takes down Dodrio.
Unk is spelled E-G-O.
Yes.
That is all we're doing today. Holy. It was fun to watch. You
so
gotta
fun.
say it's fun to watch. There's, I don't want to say there's no strategy, but a lot of the core strategies have been thrown to the wind as these teams are just chucking knucks.
I think at this point, they are playing for the glory of it, right? They're putting on a show. They're the gladiator in the arena, and we are entertained. This is amazing.
8 seconds till Ray Spraggles. We're going to see how these teams play it. Draco Meteor checking bushes, not finding anyone. And let's have another fight.
Yeah, here we go. I want to see how they play this Draco Meteor. If they hit 1 or 2 of these in a big way, the damage is ludicrous, but they're going to need You Need Coaching to kind of bunch up at some point. All Might just tapping Rayquaza. Here comes the Sableye looking to start a fight right here.
They're trying Heavy Slam, Power Nap straight in. Buzzwell Unite does find the Machisler. Bliss Assistance already used on Latios, pinned against the wall here. There's Joey's on the search. On the backside, though, is All Might lifting and putting down the opposite fighting type here, and now they're putting the Draco Meteors on top of the Rayquaza. Here comes Finn and the rest of the squad. JL moves in, tries to chop them down in the backline with Sableye. Draco Meteors still collapsing on top of the Thea Skyruins, doing more damage. 3 players down for, well, it was S8UL, now it's 2 each side, and Rayquaza, is this still getting worked on? I don't even know anymore. Joey's just taking inventory of what's going on.
Yeah, Rayquaza's at half right now. We have Galarian Rapidash moving in. They're going to try to peel and make this fight happen. Stuck inside that triangle. They do go down. Ray picks up the KO. Rayquaza now under half here, and S8UL needs it. They are behind, but Champ trying to make something happen. Huge stuns there from the Sableye, and it looks like they're going to keep moving on to Ray.
Machisel sees where Batshot is. They're going straight into the middle. Rayquaza, Draco Meteor secured by S8UL, but they've got 40 seconds to go score. Actually secured by Blissey. 4 players down, so now it becomes pretty Fisher-Price. How much can this Galarian Rapidash counter score? Not quite enough.
Yeah, here we're going to see. They're up to 400, now 420 for S8UL. 510 after that Blissey score. With only 22 seconds left, You Need Coaching is going to lose this game, and we're heading to a game 3. I mean, now the question is, what do we get to see out of these 2 teams? Because in that one, they really were putting on a show.
Yeah, I mean, You Need Coaching after they lost, Ray, all just burst into laughter. They're just having the most fun they can in this opportunity. And really, you know, I can't blame them. You're 0-2 in your group. You're on stage. Have as much fun as you possibly can in this moment. And S8UL is clearly, I don't want to say rattled, but they are having a much different experience on stage right now.
Fully, yeah. You Need Coaching is having a great time. They're playing some of their favorite picks. They're enjoying the moment. Now, of course, S8UL is having, you know, their moment is that they won that match. That was close, though.
Yes.
It was close, and it felt like Unk was throwing haymakers all game. They weren't playing a strategic game of Pokemon Unite. They were just trying to throw knockout punches.
And they threw quite a few of them.
Yeah.
You know, they were throwing. Either they're throwing or they're throwing haymakers, but there was a lot of throwing by You Need Coaching in that because they were playing, like we said, a solo queue game.
Yeah.
They were just having as much fun as humanly possible. I mean, Finn with 120k damage.
Wow.
Like, just on a different planet now.
You really saw it in the Dodrio too. Relentless. So many moments where you could make a great argument for peeling away, but why would you when you're trying to play like that? You're just trying to dominate the entire match. On the side of S8UL, we had a Draco Meteor. Didn't look too bad. I got to give it up to Snowy. That Mimikyu felt like it was really powerful in that match, creating a lot of big plays.
Yeah, I liked the Mimikyu more than last game's Leafeon. Last game's Leafeon was not bad by any means. I'm not trying to say that. What I will call out, though, is you mentioned the Draco Meteor Latios. Was that only a positive result because of how Unk was playing?
That's a great question.
That's something that you have to keep into the equation when you're talking about the texture of the second game.
You know, they have options, right, to reposition members of Unk. So I do think S8UL had options for Draco Meteor, but into such a mobile squad, I'm shocked you wouldn't want to run Dragon Pulse. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have a tendency to agree here. Regardless, S8UL wins. They needed to win.
Yep.
This all but effectively, I think, eliminates you need coaching because I think they really needed a 2-0 here to create some tiebreaker shenanigans at 1-2. But your MVP, All Might, the Buzzwole, actually kind of working on the opposite side of the map most of the game, it felt like, but made their presence felt when it was important. 5 knockouts.
Yeah, big plays from all